Welcome back. It's time now to focus on the beautifully South African game with so much going on in the league battle. Cherry Skosana joins us, and Cherry, let's get straight into it. So, okay, game, yeah, Saturday, of course, Supersport United, bapinda foot in the Kaizer Chiefs. This time, Gavin Hunts, of course, came up with a plan. Supersport United, 1-0.
Well, for me, Sizo, it was a good understanding of what Gavin wants. And one thing that excited me was like he came with a whole lot of youngsters again to show that whatever that happened in the Carling Cup when they lost to the same team, it was nothing different. It was only the motivation and telling the boys how to play the game. And they came with a different style altogether in terms of the approach of the game. You've seen almost senior players were like on the outside and young players playing. Look at the goalkeeper, you know. So for me, it was just a good thing, which Gavin is showing in South African football, that we need to look at the youngsters because they can bring you, they can give you something that you want, because youngsters always want to excel, and this is what they did against Kaizer Chiefs.
We have to talk about Stellenbosch because they went into the weekend's games. They were third on the log standings. In KZN, once again, they've spent a lot of time at KZN so far this season. Badala and Richards Bay holds them to a 0-0 scoreline.
Well, I wouldn't know what happened there in that game, honestly speaking, but you'd expect Stellenbosch to be walking all over Richards Bay. But let's give credit to Richards Bay to getting that point out of Stellenbosch. But it's not easy to get points from the top three teams. But yeah, some of the things happen from the small clubs, especially if you underrate them. Yeah. You go to and play them knowing that, no, it's Richards Bay, anything can happen, we can get a result, and then boom, they get a point out of you. So yeah.
Talking about underestimating small clubs, Polokwane City Sunday hosting Mamelodi Sundowns. Yabahlupa nge-emptyhanded Polokwane City, but Sundowns won their own goal. They come back, Sundowns, they change big numbers in the starting 11. Polokwane City, well, they come up with an impressive 1-0 win. Sundowns don't have a shot on target all game long. Did they underestimate the smaller team, Sundowns?
No, I don't think so. I think they know what they've got against Polokwane City. I mean, it's been something that has been happening a long time. Sundowns never had a roller coaster over Polokwane City. All the results were close. You look at the empty-handed result. I mean, Polokwane City scored an own goal to give to Sundowns. So now they said, no, we're not going to score for Sundowns. We want to score against Sundowns. And that's what they did. They beat Sundowns 1-0. So yeah, pick up to Polokwane City, because if they do that against the Sundowns team, you'd expect them to show some great moves in terms of moving forward in the league.
We know Polokwane City with that result made the happy people happy, because the Pirates were looking to maintain the 100% win record going into the midweek action. Tuesday, ETS Galaxy hosts the Orlando Pirates. Pirates again, 2-0 winners. The way they've responded, Williose Carling knockout has been rather impressive. Different goal scorers, Abomahopa, Abomufukeng also scoring a nice goal. The young boy Unkota is coming to replace Usaleng. He's scoring as well. The Pirates got different players that can hurt you, including young guys that are doing well.
You know, I just spoke about what Kevin is doing at Supersport. So I think also Ribeiro is the same moment that he has taken to say, I want to introduce the youngsters. You're talking about Nkota and what he has done, especially if you look back and say they lost to Magesi in the Carling Cup, and it was like the early 3 goals that they considered. When they started bringing the team that was solid, they only scored 2. Let's forget about the other offside goal that they scored, and it was disallowed. But yeah, for me, I think these are the signs. Guys like Munapule Saleng, they need to look at these youngsters and motivate them. They don't have to be maybe Peter, because that's where youngsters come in when fatigue creeps in terms of the old players. So yeah, for me to have the youngsters like Mufukeng, Nkota coming into the fold, I hope there would be others that are still coming from Ribeiro's side at Orlando Pirates.
Now, we have to talk about Magesi. They are making headlines over the last few weeks. Calling a Pirates, calling knockout. They tried again against the Chiefs. They were leading 2-0 in a game where Chiefs fought back towards the last, 20 minutes. They made it interesting, 2-2 the scoreline. Interesting game. But hey, for Chiefs, it's a bit of a worry now. The loss to Supersport, the draw to Magesi. We know what's coming up ahead, but Magesi.
Now, I just want to revert back to what we just spoke about now. Gavin Hunts, youngsters that are doing well for him at Supersport. Ribeiro, youngsters that are doing well for him at Orlando Pirates. All those youngsters are starting the game, you know, and at least they are taught what to do. Now we're talking about Kaizer Chiefs. You look at them trailing 2-0 against Magesi, but who are the people that got the goals that got them back there? So it's something which, for me, it's a good thing as South African football to see all of these youngsters, especially those played in the DDC, coming like what Villarreal has done, Shabalala, in what game, in the game they played on Wednesday against Magesi. So for me, it's just a good thing that the Premier League is coming to wake us up to say good quality youngsters are coming into the fold.
Sundowns, they go back to factory settings, so to speak, in bringing in some of the heavy hitters for the game against Cape Town City. What's important here in this 3-0 win for me, for Mamelodi Sundowns, who Peter Shalulile, we are now 2 goals, and he's back to scoring ways. Sundowns are looking like Sundowns, and an important time and a good response to the loss over the weekend.
I think for me, Sundowns, I don't know which Sundowns we're going to be talking about, because you want to go and see the consistency of Sundowns, the other Sundowns comes in. So if I have to be maybe open and frank, I would come and say there is a Sundowns that is led by Dennis Onyango in terms of goalkeeping. Somehow a little bit of struggles and stuff. That's the Sundowns that lost 1-0 to Polokwane City. And then there is a Sundowns that is led by Ronwen Williams. And that Sundowns will get you results. So I don't want to be in the Sundowns technical team, but Sundowns has got the quality on its own. So for them to beat Cape Town City 3-0, it was what happened to them previously when they lost 1-0 to Polokwane City. It wasn't something that they would take for granted. So yeah, the 3-0, sorry to Cape Town City, but Sundowns meant that they don't want to have a problem with their own followers. And they wanted to keep the tag of being the quality team in SA.
Well, Mamelodi Sundowns doing their bit to keep Orlando Pirates in their size. Things get interesting, of course, with Pirates maintaining their 100% win record. And, well, it will be interesting going forward to see what happens in the Akoli knockout with some interesting fixtures that are lying in wait there as well. So that's, well, the local scene done and dusted for now. Special interview coming up on the other side of this.